yourself.
All right. We are live now. We're going to wait a few minutes for everybody to get in here, and then we'll get started.
Yep. Okay, welcome everyone to the third Draft Attack podcast. I am Top Dragster, joined by
Velocity 88X.
And Mantron24 will hopefully be joining in not too long.
Hopefully.
We'll see. So welcome everyone.
Welcome. Excited to be here.
Excited to be here. Got 5 viewers. Hello to Two Stroke 580, Napstat, Nokia Cup Series, Dale Salzman, all in the chat already.
What's up, everybody? Hey.
Glad to see who all of you are.
Yep.
Who all of you are? I'm sorry, I read Two Strokes' last comment there, and for some reason it jumped into my head. See, I'm already screwing up this narrating job, but I don't care. So, with that, let's get right to it. And sorry, Dale, this is kind of one of our executive or exclusive. I don't know what word to use there. This is going to be one of just ours, I guess. So, with that said, let's get right to our first topic, which is, of course, the new race format. Velocity, your initial thoughts?
Initially, I wasn't too sure about it. I mean, it's a big change. I mean, kind of stopping the action. It's almost like a new caution clock. It isn't a caution clock, but then again, it kind of is. I don't know. I feel like it's more fair just to run it race straight through and not all this weird stuff put into it. I just kind of want to see a race be ran. But then after I thought about it, it's probably going to make the action a lot more exciting. So, I don't know. I don't know how I'll feel about it until they actually do it. I mean, if you think about it, like with the All-Star race format last year, everybody thought it was going to be the greatest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
But it turned out to be the worst thing ever. So, we'll have to see.
We've all had experience with that. Formula One has had experience with that, where they had a special clock for qualifying, where they would eliminate someone every 90 seconds. And that sounded like it would be excellent because that meant more cars on track, less like, okay, just one lap and you're done. But instead, that pretty much did the exact opposite. We saw less cars on track. So, and then at other times, we've seen things that absolutely sound terrible and then prove to make it absolutely excellent. I will admit, I felt that way about the caution clock in the Truck Series last year.
Yeah.
I do feel like, especially for like plate races and some of the shorter races, this could be a little iffy. However, this will persuade a lot more people to stay tuned for like the big 500 or the 600, which if you're on like 100 lap long green flag run, it can get a little bland. So
I don't know. For like the 600, I feel like it's more like of an endurance race. I mean, you saw Martin Truex last year just go out and dominate this thing.
yeah,
And then if you put in something like segments, it might prevent something like that from happening.
yeah. I have mixed feelings about it. But we'll have to see how it plays out. But in
Yeah.
addition, we also have a relatively new point system going for it.
Yeah.
That's okay, two-stroke.
I don't
So
completely understand how that works.
basically, the way I see it is, let me see if I get this right. It is kind of tricky, but when you win a segment, you get 10 points.
Only the top 10.
Only in the top 10. You get 10 points for winning a segment. 98765 for 98765 for 321, all the way back to 10th. That I think will definitely make for some better racing. And then also if you win a segment, you get like a bonus point come the chase. And then if you win a race, that's 5 bonus points or 10.
Yeah.
It's either 5 or 10. And
Yeah.
and then at the end of the regular season before the chase, there will be a regular season champion. So there will be a regular season champion, and then at the end of the chase, there will be a driver's champion, just like we've seen usually. So that's essentially the gist that I've gotten from it.
I think there's like something called like a playoff point where like you get bonus points when you're in the playoffs.
That's right.
And one of the things I do like about this new point system is that like there are no points resets. Exactly. I mean, like if you're below the cut line, you do get eliminated, but like at the end of a round, your points don't get reset, which I like, and that'll do a better job of determining who the real champion is.
Nokia Cup Series bringing up a very interesting point that I almost forgot about. The duels at Daytona will award points for the championship.
They used to do that a long time ago. I don't remember when.
You think that it's cool that they brought it back, or do you feel kind of more iffy?
I think it's kind of cool. I mean, it doesn't really give anybody an unfair advantage.
I agree.
I mean, then again, it makes qualifying at Daytona all the more important.
Yeah, because you have a lot more at stake than just starting position, which, let's face it, at Daytona is a little not the most important thing. Hello, Napstat.
Yeah.
So I think that pretty much covers that. It's kind of so another thing, we have Daytona Day. What is that again?
Yeah. If you remember, this is something NASCAR started last year, where they started this promotional thing to make this whole Daytona 500 thing into like a day. You know, like they have this whole hype around Super Bowl Sunday.
That they do.
So they kind of decided to do the same thing for Daytona.
I do feel that guys, Denny Hamlin or Brad Keselowski will win the 500. You heard it here and now, says Napstat. I'll tell you what, that'll be one of the last things we talk about. We'll talk about our favorites to possibly win the Clash. We'll cover the 500 a little later on.
Yeah.
But I will say those are two pretty good picks there, Nab. So, I think it's cool. I mean, Daytona 500. It's kind of like it is the Super Bowl of motorsport. It's like just one of those all-American things, in my opinion. It's something to get stoked for, especially with Daytona being renovated to a new stadium. I know it's probably not that new anymore now that it's been there for a year.
Yeah.
But I definitely feel that that's a cool thing. That's definitely a cool thing.
I mean, I saw the commercial and it was kind of cheesy, in my opinion. That's
you'll see cheesy things like that. Oh my gosh!
I mean, you saw a lot of over enthusiastic fans, and it was just kind of silly.
You know, cheesy, just like most of the Super Bowl commercials during the Super Bowl itself. Some of those are
No,
just.
those were just plain dumb, but
I've seen much
that's a whole
better in
different
previous
story.
years.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I guess just really quick, I'll go ahead and ask Velocity and everyone else who actually watched the Super Bowl. I know this is probably getting off topic, but I might as well just throw it out. Thoughts on the halftime show?
I didn't even watch
Preach!
it.
Oh, can I preach? Oh, gotta show him how pimp get it in first.
Hey, Mantron is here.
And
Mantron is
welcome, Mantron24. Mantron, we are live.
Fresh got the play. Jesus, Jack, bless me ready for me. Oh,
We're live.
Yeah, I know. What have we talked about so far? How long we been live streaming?
Well, we discussed.
about 15 minutes almost.
The first thing we brought up was the race and points format for this season. So since you just joined and we're not too far in, let's get your thoughts really quick.
Wait,
here.
the race and what?
The race and the points system.
The point system.
It's too confusing. Oh my god. We have segments. Okay, here's another thing. We have stages of the race, and everyone gets points in the duels now, and you get a certain amount of X points to go to your championship, and all this bull crap. And we all just stop NASCAR. Stop, Brian France. Okay, stop. This is not football. We're not doing this. No,
They may be trying to channel football fans.
I don't care. I don't want my sport going anywhere. He's already screwed it up enough. Now we're making this into more like we might as well just grab a freaking pigskin football, start chunking it across the track. God, he is so annoying.
Yeah.
This will make everything better.
Well, yeah.
So we were also talking about Daytona Day. Do you know about that? Have you seen the commercial for that?
I have not. I don't even know what Daytona Day is.
Well, it was this whole thing where NASCAR is saying, okay, the Super Bowl has their Sunday, so why not make Daytona into a day? Make it this
Yeah, why
whole
not?
kind of over-dramatized thing, and it's kind of a bad idea.
I don't like the fact that we are now seriously making our sport turn into the secondary football anything.
Yeah.
So stupid.
All right. So,
And see, what were we talking about before Mantron got in here?
then we brought up Super Bowl commercials, but that got a little off topic.
Super Bowl commercials.
Oh, wait. Has anyone discussed pit road stuff? I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, let's talk about pit road stuff.
Pit roads.
Okay, can I start?
Fire away.
Sure.
I mean, I know Top's the host tonight, so.
No, by all means.
I mean, you're over the account right now. But anyways, so in case anyone hasn't heard already, there are new rules to the damage of your car. To start off, if your car is damaged, you have 5 minutes from the start of pit road to the end of pit road and everything in between to fix your car. Now, you still have to abide by pit road speeds, but here's the problem I just have with this. In the event you cannot fix your car within the 5 minutes given, or garage with your damaged car, you are not allowed to return to the racetrack. You can go behind the wall to fix an axle, stuck, or a broken gear shift or whatever. That's fine. Go behind the wall, you can fix that or fix it on pit road. Endless amount of time. But damage to your car. Nope. Sorry. 5 minutes. We know that's a 5 minute and 3 second job, but nope. Go behind the wall. No more racing.
Right.
I don't like this. Now I'm thinking about it, because think about it. You go 5 minutes and 1 second. They'll tell you to come back in, and you can't race no more.
Yeah.
Because at first, they're going to be so strict until the fans get backlash because of, let's say this happens to Junior. Let's just say this happens to Junior. Junior's dominating the race, and then something happens, and they got to come in and fix it. And it takes 5 minutes and 1 second. Well, guess what? They're going to get so much backlash because of this, because Junior can't race no more. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what's going to happen? Oh, maybe this wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, NASCAR seems to have a lot of that.
I do just want to say though, here's where I could see that being useful.
Yes.
I will say 5 minutes. That is way too tight. I think that it should be extended a little bit, or at the very least, you should have a time limit of going like behind the wall if you have something like mechanical or something. But where I can see it being useful is if like someone like Reed Sorensen, I don't even think he's Cole Witt. Yeah, there's someone who will be driving this year. If Cole Witt absolutely destroys his front end and then is in the garage for 80 laps and then comes back out and is barely able to maintain speed, even though he's 80 laps down, he's still out on track with 20 to go. That's a bit of a safety hazard, and that is where I could see this being helpful. Because when you're 80 laps down with 20 to go and you're still out there, there's no point. You're not going to gain anything. You're not going to lose anything. Just stop then.
But then if you allow that for like the smaller, now think about it. If this rule, let's just say this, the bigger teams, you know, NASCAR seems to be favoring bigger teams nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They seem to let the bigger teams slide by on some things that if an underdog team did. No, like get the big fat, but a big team, it's okay. Just go on through. You know what I'm saying? Well, see with this, let's say that this happens, and let's say that they actually give the bigger teams maybe, you know, you come out, you had a 5 minute and 30 seconds. Okay, we'll let that slide by. But if an underdog team did it, now this is what I'm saying. This is hypothetical. This could happen.
Yeah.
Team, 5 minute, 30 seconds. It's okay. Little team, 5 minute, 5 seconds. Back to the garage.
5 minute, 0.1 second, get out.
Yeah, just like, no. That's going to be like, they're going to be biased, I think. And I think the main teams that they're going to use for the fly by, I believe Hendrick Motorsports, depending on the race situation, like junior, let's say Junior Talladega. Well, you know they're going to let him go out, or Keselowski Talladega.
Yeah.
And a little Brandon G in the chat really quick. Welcome in.
I say Brad, Eric Jones, or Dale Jr. will win the 500, by the way. And no, Daniel Suarez, he shouldn't even be in the Sprint Cup right now. Too young. Anyways, and too bandwagonish.
We'll discuss our favorites for the 500 after the Clash.
Yeah.
We will discuss our favorites for the Clash then later.
But so you're gonna have like Johnson. I don't know where they would really favor him at, so to speak. Probably like Charlotte or Dover somewhere.
Texas,
yeah, probably. I mean, he's dominant like at pretty much any track except the road course. But my point is, they might let him slide by somewhere. They might let, they're going to let Kyle Busch slide by.
They let Kyle Busch. They let Eric Jones. They let Daniel Suarez, Truex. All of them. But then you start to get into like the area of perhaps Menard.
But don't be like bringing up all the Toyotas like, oh, they're all going to slide by. No, they're not. Trust me, like Matt Kenseth, he'll get thrown under the bus quickly.
5 minutes and 0.00001 second to the garage.
Matt, you're back, and then it's like Daniel Suarez. Oh, he had a 7 minute. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, just 2 minutes over, you're fine.
But see,
I'm sure there'll be some sort of tolerance level.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be like the fans are. Screw it.
My favorite to win the whole NASCAR season will be Carl Edwards. He will run every race and win them all. Pretty well done there, Napstead.
Nab, you don't like Hendrick. That's fine. Hey, that's who you like. All right.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, something glitched out on here.
All right. What were we going to discuss next?
Drivers in the Fox booth. Fox Sports came up with a list today, and they were talking about some of the drivers that they were going to have in the booth.
Yeah, I saw some of the pretty much the same names as last year, at least for the most part. Saw Chase Elliott's going to call for Daytona.
No, he'll be in Atlanta.
Oh, in Atlanta. Okay.
There's nothing.
But yeah, we got Chase Elliott on there. Of course, Logano, Keselowski, probably Kevin Harvick.
He's going to do 5 races.
I'll tell you who I hope comes back, which I don't remember seeing on the list, is Denny Hamlin. I think that he called Talladega last year, I think, and he did an excellent job.
He did a good job.
He did an excellent
I don't think
job.
he's not on this list.
I hope he comes back, though. He did great.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is just coming from me. Jeff brought a new light to the Fox Sport booth in the Sprint Cup. I just want you to hear this.
He did.
He did, but he's not good at announcing. He brought his intelligence, his knowledge of these cars, and this is coming from me. I am like the biggest Jeff Gordon fan. Well, probably not the biggest, but I'm one of the bigger ones, you know. And body size as well. But anyway, it's just like he sucks at announcing. He
doesn't.
stutters too much. In my opinion, he stutters too much. But then you have times where Darrell Waltrip acts like he's been driving a car every day since he retired. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can.
A little bit.
And that's when Jeff starts getting like a little agitated at him because Darrell Waltrip acts like, yeah, well, you know, you dive down into turn 4 and just like, no, it's not going to act like that. It's a little bit different. No, man, you know how it is. No, Darrell, how long you been out of a car?
Could you imagine them just going to fisticuffs in the booth?
But you got to give Jeff Gordon a little time. That was only his first year. He did pretty good at it.
I think that he'll do much better this year. I will say you could tell that he was almost forcing it, particularly the first half of the Fox season, I guess you could call it. I feel like he was kind of forcing it, like intentionally trying to talk like an announcer. I feel like
some time.
He did get better as the season went on, but I feel like
he did
this year.
Here's the thing I think they need to do. I think they shouldn't have gotten rid of Larry Mack out of. They should have moved Darrell Waltrip because you have 2 guys. They've done a lot in this sport. They were dominant. They were successful, but one of them, again, acts like he knows every spec of the car every year they roll out. Dude, you haven't been driving since '99 or something. The cars back then don't drive the same as now, and the tracks definitely don't drive the same.
No.
Right.
No.
And then he wants to shut Jeff up. Like last year, there were so many times you could tell like Jeff was holding back probably from wanting to punch the living crap out of Darrell. And even Darrell said in an interview, he said, you know, maybe I've stepped over a little bit, but he just needs to learn. I was like, needs to learn. You need to learn. Shut your mouth. You can talk about the old times whenever you're in your freaking rocking chair at the house. Oh, yeah, back in my day, we used to drive like, you could say that in the book. Back in my day, you used to drive like this. Then let Jeff tell you how it drives now. Don't be sitting there, yeah, you know, that's how the cars drive. Just my thought on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all good.
So Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be announcing for the Clash this weekend, which I'm pretty excited about.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
I think he's going to do it for the full race.
I'm in for that.
Yeah.
Oh. I'll be honest with you.
I will say, though, he sounded... I mean, you could tell that he was out of his element when he called Michigan last year. I mean, it's cool. I just think it's cool, but it did seem a little awkward.
He was good at it, though. I mean, here's something Dale Earnhardt Jr. will bring. Viewers.
Denny Hamlin
Junior
was the
Nation
best,
is
though.
made of a lot of people. A lot of people are going to watch the races if Dale Earnhardt Jr. is commentating.
That's because a lot of people don't care about Dale Jr. That's all they care about. They don't care about anything else. It's just, Junior! Did you notice NASCAR's viewership went down and then Junior was, when they announced Junior would be announcing a little bit in a race, and they were like, Junior! Oh! must watch now! No! It's like, dude, you haven't given two craps about it the whole season, and now you want to watch it? Give me a break. Oh, Junior! I swear, you could probably say that they're going to be selling Dale Jr. toilet paper at a Walmart, and you'd have everybody lining up to buy a Dale Jr.'s toilet paper.
Dale Jr.
I mean-
toilet paper. That's a new one.
I'm not trying to say it. It's just Dale Jr. We get it. Dale Jr. is going to bring viewers. Okay, we get it. When he's dead and gone, I mean, when he dies, his funeral is going to be televised in all languages. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, that's how much everybody wants to know about Junior. Junior, you have like Frenchmen. Bonjour, c'est Dale Junior. Ah, very, very successful NASCAR driver. I don't know what
No, I don't think they'd say Junior. They'd say they'd probably, with how it's spelled, they'd probably go Hoa.
What?
No, knowing how weird their spelling is. I'm sorry.
So let me ask what you guys think about this. What is one driver that isn't on a list or hasn't commentated before that you'd like to see commentate?
that I'd want to see, or that I'd.
Yeah.
That I want to
Yeah.
see that isn't on the list.
Hold up, has Truex commentated?
I don't think
Truex
so.
has? Oh, well, I'd like to see Truex because he's actually one of the most, to me, this is me, first that he knows what he's talking about, right?
Yeah.
And he talks it's like it just flows out of his mouth like a
calm.
calm
He's
river.
very
He's
likable.
calm as an effing
He's very
cucumber.
likable.
He's got a way, like he doesn't get like too excited over stuff, but he doesn't get so like a zombie. You know what I'm saying? He just has a way of
Yeah.
get out there. Matt Kenseth, I don't know if he's announced before. He probably has.
Matt Kenseth, I think, would be one of those people.
Yeah, he'd be
He
kind
is,
of
but-
boring.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure because Matt Kenseth, I mean, he's driven. I don't know. He's just driven. I think he'd be okay announcer, but I'd rather see Truex. Just saying,
Yeah.
because Truex is that way. It's like, yeah, you got to be really careful through there. You hear him talk whenever they interview him.
Well, of course, I'd be biased by saying this, but DiBenedetto.
Yes. Yes, actually, I was just going to bring that up. I think DiBenedetto would be pretty cool.
He would. I'm telling you, he would know what he's talking about.
Yeah, he would know what he's talking
You would know
about.
what he's talking about. I think that he would fit pretty nicely, just the way that he would talk and everything. That's just me, of course. I like DiBenedetto, so.
Yeah.
By the way, if anybody looking at the chat,
I actually haven't been, so I just now did, and I noticed that Chris Valerio is here.
I was also going to
So,
say,
hello there.
Nab mentioned Hendricks mainly focuses on Johnson because that's the best driver there, which is true.
That is true.
Chris Buescher will win. Okay, that's actually a neat thing to bring up, Nab.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Thoughts on how you guys think Chris Buescher will do in his first season with JTG?
I think the fact that JTT is expanding is a big testament to their program and how it's been doing. AJ Allmendinger literally said that team had to expand to 2 cars because they had too many sponsors.
Because one of them was Jesus.
Oh gosh, not that again. But yeah,
That's so
but yeah.
sorry.
We got
Guys,
I mean they've
that should be our catchphrase when we start a podcast. Welcome to Draft Attack, where AJ Allmendinger is sponsored by Jesus.
I mean, team owner Tad Geschecter, he's a marketing genius. I mean, I think he worked for Procter & Gamble for a number of years. And he knows how to get sponsors. In fact, I think NASCAR is starting to look to him to see how he can help them as far as sponsorship goes.
I would be honest. JTD Daughtery. God, that's one heck of a name.
Tongue twister.
Yeah. How I see Chris Buescher faring out, I could see him winning there more than I could see him winning if he went and just like joined Roush Fenway Racing.
Right.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
37 car now.
I could see him winning here, or I could see on Roush's main team, not the official.
You just
Bless
got
you.
34 car. Come on.
I mean-
I could honestly see Busher win the 95 car.
Yeah.
I could see him winning anywhere else, unless it's one of the like low end teams, which is what he was on last year. I could see him winning.
Here's a
It's
question.
those.
Here's another question. Do you think that he'll do better, worse, or about equal to Allmendinger?
I think
Depends
almost
on
as
the
good.
track. I think it depends though on the race track. But we also have to see how he performs with this better team. We
Yeah.
have to see how he adapts to it, and then we can make that assumption. I can't go based off of last year because Allmendinger did great out of any of the seasons he's had. No, he didn't win, but
yeah,
he did
but
great.
he did good. He did good.
He ran top 10 pretty consistently, especially late in the season.
I cannot say that about Chris Buescher because Chris Buescher sucked. The ride
Yeah.
he was in,
Front row
Yeah.
ain't good.
but he did get a win due to fog, not rain, but fog.
Yep.
It's awesome. But um,
It'll be interesting.
no,
Well,
absolutely.
I was gonna talk about how these ECR alliances have really helped a lot of these smaller teams. I mean, think about it. When AJ Allmendinger came to JT Daugherty and they just come off of running Toyota and they were going to Chevy. Once AJ
Mhm.
Allmendinger got there, suddenly that team was competitive. Maybe not completely competitive, not consistently, but they became competitive.
Let's see. What year did he start driving with them?
2014.
Yeah, okay. And then he got the win. Yeah. But see, here's the thing I see with Allmendinger. He's good, but he's only good at select tracks.
Yeah.
He needs to step up his game at certain tracks, which he has been. He has been, but he really does. Because if you look at whenever he was driving for Penske for those few races, he did pretty freaking good at any track.
Yeah.
And then that crap happened, and now he's back. He's working with a middle class team. They came from lower class now to middle class.
Yeah.
But yes, Allmendinger, he's gonna probably end up winning this year. Chris Buescher,
Yeah.
I'm calling it. He's gonna win this year again. But
Okay.
like, I can't say much. I'm saying Chris Buescher is going to win, but I don't know where. I know he's got a better ride, so that's why I'm saying it.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win this
And
year, that's my fault.
and another team you want to think about is the 95 team. I mean, they weren't even
Absolutely.
competitive until this year when they got that ECR alliance.
Yeah, and I think that that's probably one of the best things that they have ever done in that team's history.
I would look
Michael
for.
McDowell will win a race this year. I'm calling it.
I will look for McDowell to possibly contend for a win, particularly at Watkins Glen.
He will contend for a win. He'll have a couple of top tens this season.
I'm gonna
I guarantee it.
I'm going to say it. Allmendinger's going to win Sonoma because he's been so good there
Yeah.
these last
Okay.
years, but everything's plagued him. I'm going to say, again, I'm going to agree with Top on this. Michael McDowell, yep, he's going to win Glen. He's going to win the Glen.
Not sure if he'll outright win, but he'll certainly be right up there.
No, he's going to win.
I mean, McDowell, when they put him in RCR equipment at I can't remember, was it Mid Ohio?
Road America.
Road America?
Yep.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
won
that's
there.
right.
He was good. If you put him in good equipment, he can win.
Oh yeah, he and Tagliani were the class of the field then. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And he held off Brendan Gaughan, who was on brand new tires.
Yeah.
He really can get it done on a road course.
He's a good
And
road
his,
racer.
and his oval driving has gotten better. He
It has gotten better.
finished top 10 at Homestead in the dang 59. Now,
Mhm.
now,
If
now,
it's like a
granted, that
part-time
was
team.
now, granted, that was with the big wreck, but I digress.
I'd still say he was doing good no matter what. And I think all these lower class teams, I think now that the sport's everyone's becoming more equal
Yeah.
in a sense that, I'm not going to say like the bigger teams have to be watching their backs, but we're going to be seeing like these smaller teams start to win races,
Yeah.
finish good. They're going to start knocking some of the old top class teams. RCR is starting to, their affiliate teams are whooping
Yeah.
Yeah,
their
Snap.
team.
He actually is. He's driving 32
I mean,
this year.
Furniture Row Racing, like a year or two ago. I mean, it was crazy how they had the same equipment as RCR, yet they were just annihilating them.
And I think that,
RCR can't figure out what to do with their own equipment, but their alliances can.
but here's the thing. Now you can look at Hendrick Motorsports. The whole time they've been in alliance really before they got in an alliance with Stewart Haas Racing,
Yeah.
Hendrick Motorsports with Jimmy Johnson dominated. I know they started an alliance in 09, but they were trying to figure that out. But they mainly focused on Johnson. Once they figured it out, 2011, I'm going to say, Stewart winning that championship.
Yeah.
At that point, you could tell that Hendrick had figured out the alliance and started losing it because Stewart Haas started really stepping up their game, and especially in 2014.
Yeah.
I know Hendrick had their we got this moments, but Stewart Haas dominated. Kevin Harvick 2015, 2014
Yeah.
class of the field. He never done that at RCR. He gets over here with the Hendrick Alliance and he's whooping Hendrick's butt.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I didn't like seeing. But there again, you start these alliances and the big teams starting to fail.
See, that's the thing.
I'm not saying like Hendrick, up and okay, we're just we're closing the doors here. No, but they started to slip up quite a bit. And then when Stewart Haas announced that they were switching to Fords, let me tell you something. People said, "Oh my God, that's gonna make Hendrick go nuts." No, it ain't. Guess what? They can drop that and they can focus on their team again. You're going to probably see Casey Kane in victory lane a few times this year.
Yeah.
That's something else. I know the driver is the main part, but think about it. They can focus on their equipment more. They don't have to worry about 10 cars. All they have to worry about is 6 cars.
Yeah.
Because Ganassi is also involved with them. And that, that gives more back to Ganassi.
Yeah.
So, really and truly, we could be seeing maybe Ganassi win a championship. We could possibly see Johnson get his 8th.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be stepping up their game. And that's something that I think everyone needs to just shut up about. Oh my God, they're going to suck. Stewart Haas isn't with them. No, they're not going to suck. Trust me. Stewart Haas is going down the toilet.
Well, that's a great segue into the next point that I think that I wanted to discuss, and that was the whole lawsuit with Nature's Bakery.
Yeah.
And Stewart Haas lost.
I'm going to be against everyone when I say this. I'm with Nature's Bakery.
Okay.
And this is why. $31 million they were sued for. I want you to think about this. And Justin Marks brought this up as well in a tweet. Other sponsors want to be in NASCAR. They can't because of the money. They want to, but they can't. $31 million for 2 more years of sponsorship. 2. They added that up for the next 2 years.
Now,
think about it.
Good.
$31 million. That's ridiculous for 2 years. That's something that a sponsor back in, when sponsors started coming into the sport, they wouldn't pay that much through their time in the sport. Let's say they spent 10 years from, let's say, 1990 to 2000, they didn't spend 30. They probably spent $31 million if they were one of the highest
Yeah.
end top payers in 10 years. This is a 2-year thing.
And I wouldn't call it quite
Yeah.
the top either.
Yeah, Nature's Bakery is like a crappy sponsor.
Yeah.
Now, if I may, this may be a little bit of a rant, but the reason that I mean, it was Nature's Bakery that sued Stuart Haas, correct? Or
No,
vice
Stuart
versa?
Haas, Stuart Haas sued Nature's Bakery for $31 million.
Oh, well,
Because-
yeah, good point. But here's why. Here's why. Let me just explain this. Nature's Bakery said that the reason that they just spontaneously said, no, we're getting out of here, is because they didn't get enough attention on social media and like in whatever ways of marketing there are.
Or that's what Stuart Haas is accusing.
And
supposedly.
here's my problem. Here's my problem. The problem is, I feel, having gotten on Twitter and having followed Danica and everything, like 90% of the tweets that I have seen her send had some reference to the darn thing. Something. Something. It didn't matter what it was. She was in a Nature's Bakery fire suit. Her background was a Nature's Bakery car. And, I mean, she's given him more attention than Jimmy would give to Lowe's. And yet, nope, not enough. What do you want her to do? Honestly.
I don't know, but like that's another thing about sponsors that pay this money and they complain about the social media stuff. They're stupid. Okay, I don't care. As a sponsor, I'm paying this money for my product to be on a car. I don't care what else you do. I'm having to test like, and this is like a backwards thinking. Yes, you should. Most sponsors are like tweet us. No, I'm not going to put this pressure on one person. Okay, I hate it whenever the guy gets out the car. You know, my crew, my team, or you know, sometimes they like God, my crew, my team, and then, you know, amp energy on the hood, or this M&Ms on the hood got me where I am. No, they didn't. They pay your check. That's why you say that. If you didn't have that sponsor, but you still had that equipment, you'd still be winning. I'd like to, you know what they probably say then? I'd like to thank the sheet metal on this car because it got me here. This black paint got me here. Just because they have to have something to thank, and they have to bow down and kiss their sponsor's butt. Like
That's essentially what it is. I just stuttered there. They get out of the car, like let's see, give me a driver.
let's say Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin, okay. He gets out. He wins a race. He gets out of the car and he goes, "Oh man, I just want to thank, oh boy, FedEx, Toyota, Joe Gibbs, TRD. What else he got?
Let's say like Sports Clips.
Yes, sports. Yeah. We'll just throw in all the other sponsors because they do say that a lot. Like they'd say Sports Clips. They probably say like DeWalt and Dollar General.
Hisense.
Hisense, I think it is.
Okay, I got. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna get a stat for you here.
Coke.
Yeah.
It says
Like
Brandon.
Let me tell you something here. Remember when Denny Hamlin won the Daytona 500 last year? It says here that FedEx enjoyed $27.3 million worth of exposure on Monday, the day after the race.
Yeah, that's almost a slight.
$27.3 million.
That's almost a slight drawback. Because if you watch like
That's almost enough to fund Danica,
like
if you're thinking about it.
Yep. But
True.
I mean, you just have to think. Whenever you win a race, it's almost a curse, because, I mean, you see the darn, they call it like the hat shuffle or something. They
Yeah.
take probably Jeff Gordon when he won at Martinsville. I actually watched the post race show after that, and they were doing that whole hat thing. They probably did 6 or 7 different pictures of them going whoa in different hats.
Well, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. It's I don't like the hat dance. And let me tell you something. If I was in
It's
NASCAR,
funny.
it is. But if I was in NASCAR, this is what I'd tell them, and make this very clear to my sponsor. I'm not thanking you for anything. You write my check. I might mention you. I might say, yeah, great product. You know, they do great business or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I might say that. I'm not thanking these other guys and going, yeah, they got me. You didn't get me crap. I worked my way to this level.
Could you
Now I had
imagine
to
how
be-
awkward it would be when Chris Buescher wins a race? Yeah, I'd like to thank Cottonelle for keeping my butt clean. That helped me win a race.
Yeah, but see, it's they want you to thank them like they got you all the way here. They didn't give a crap about you before you entered the sport.
They just saw you as this is absolutely nothing against anyone, but it is true though that they look at the drivers and as money, as marketing opportunity.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to say this: like, there are some drivers that deserve sponsors. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There are drivers
Yeah.
that don't. There are drivers that work their butts off and don't get anything, and then there's drivers that have the silver spoon handed to them and get anything.
Yep. You could be the
And-
first,
Yeah.
you could be the best driver in the world, and don't
Mhm.
have a sponsor. You're screwed. And you could be
Yeah.
you could be a mediocre driver, and you get a sponsor, and you're going to freaking Hendrick.
Yeah, I know, but
Or
see, that's
Gibbs.
something. No, RCR. You got Ty and Austin, but
But that's a different story.
But that's just it. Like, you have this silver spoon just put into your mouth because you know somebody. You have connections. You know something, and I think that's something else. And this is, I just now thought of this. It's probably why they thank their sponsors. Like, they've done something for them because they know, I don't have a sponsor, I'm not gonna race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I still want. Thank you for sponsoring me. Thank you for the money, but I'm not butt the whole way in here. You didn't do crap.
That's what.
Where are we?
That's why Regan Smith is back in the truck series.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
this. Where,
he's in the truck series.
oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got like a 10-race deal with the 92 truck or whatever.
oh,
That's
In a
that's
Ford.
one. Yeah, but see, that's one thing. Like, it's like, I got to kiss your butt now. But where were you? And act like you got me to where I am today. But where were you 10 years ago when I was just getting my career started and I really didn't have any sponsors or nothing and had to work real hard.
Yeah.
Had a low-class team. Where were you at again? Now you want me to say good things about you? Huh.
Regan Smith deserves a full-time Cup ride.
I mean, he was in a great
Regan
position
Smith.
when he was with Junior Motorsports, but because of sponsorship, they had to fire him.
Of course, the whole Tommy
So-
Baldwin thing ain't helping, but
Again, I think
So-
that had partly to do with sponsorship. Maybe because of the fact that was a horrible team.
yeah, they weren't all that good. Well, they have one more race with Elliott Sadler for this year's 500.
Maybe they can. I heard they
Oh.
might try to run the other restrictor plate races. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Okay.
So what's our next topic?
I was just going to say, I think because we're probably getting closer to the end, I just want to bring up Derek Cope
Derek Cope.
could be driving, again, the whole sponsorship, but could run the entire Cup season.
For who?
I don't know.
Could run the entire. What'd you say?
Derek Cope could be full-time in Cup this year. I don't know which team, but I did read that if he gets a sponsorship, he will run all the races. It's already guaranteed that he's going to run at least some, But if he gets,
Does his car have a charter?
probably not. But I just want to point out, Derek Cope. Derek Cope.
By the way, someone disliked the stream, but I don't care.
I saw. I think I know.
Now it says he'll be running a limited schedule here. On J-Ski.
I mean, yeah, he will be running a limited schedule. That's a given. It's just,
But yeah,
I
there's
think
a
I
possibility
read
of a
something.
full schedule. There's a possibility. You're right. There's a possibility.
But I thoughts on Derek Darn Cope.
I don't know. I think he's too old.
I'm being honest with you. I don't think Derek Cope's days were done when he started.
His Xfinity days are done.
I just don't like the thought of him running full time. He's gonna be one of them that 5-minute clock needs to hurry up and run out.
Well,
God,
there's one thing that I know him for, and that is his mysterious explosion at Watkins Glen last year. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I seen
he's missing the bus stop. Oh my goodness.
Nobody's brought up Hall of Fame induction for 2019, have they?
Not yet.
I want to do it.
Go ahead with that.
Let me do it. Please, 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 please.
Okay. I don't know what to talk about, but go ahead.
Okay, so everyone in the chat, let me ask you something. If anyone's still here.
We have 3 watching right now.
All right, comment this if you're watching. Should Jeff Gordon be inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame? Yes or no?
Is that a serious question?
It's a very serious question. I just want to see what people say.
It's on a bit of a delay, so
I know.
let's see. But I'll let them answer. But I know what my answer sure as heck is.
What is yours?
A big fat yes.
Okay, I was about to say, if you said a big fat no, I was going to reach through this camera and strangle you.
What camera? None of us are on.
Okay, I'll reach through the computer screen and strangle the dragster on camera. And nobody's come.
He 100% deserves it, I think. Oh my gosh, is the delay that bad, or is no one watching?
I don't know.
It says 2 people are watching. Just comment if you're watching.
God. Okay, well, Velocity, what's your answer? Yes or no?
Of course. He's a legend of the sport. Why shouldn't he be?
Well, anyone commented? No, sorry. I'm joking with you. Please continue.
Absolutely.
There is no reason why Jeff Gordon shouldn't be inducted.
Well, if you've been living under a rock, or if, I think most people probably do live under rocks sometimes, but this may not be like the biggest news story, but
Yeah.
in 2018, they will be releasing the list of people you can choose to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And they're saying surefire driver that will be probably like the quickest chosen. Like there's no way in the world they're going to get a no. They're saying Jeff Gordon is probably going to be the first person that they know of that will be inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2019. So he will
Agreed.
be.
I think he
Completely agree.
He deserves it.
Yeah, so he is going to hopefully be inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2019.
He's got 93 wins, if I'm not mistaken. He had a,
93
he
wins.
had a long, incredible career.
I
4
looked on
championships.
Yeah, I looked on NASCAR.com at like some of the records that they have, and most lead lap finishes. Now he ran 797 races, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the driver with the most lead lap finishes had 558 or 98. I can't really remember. It was one of the two. I think it was 558 lead lap finishes. You know who that driver was?
Jeff Gordon.
Who?
Yes.
more than Richard freaking Petty.
Yes, and Richard Petty over races. So and Richard Petty won 200 races. So here's the thing: like lead lap finishes. Are you kidding me? Richard Petty.
Richard
Oh my God.
Petty, more starts, over 100 more wins, and Jeff Gordon has more lead lap finishes than Richard freaking Petty.
Oh, not to mention the number with the most wins is the 11 with 209.
That would be with
Kelly Arbor.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not sure.
I'm not very well versed in NASCAR.
It's fine.
That for a fact.
It was like NASCAR.com released it, but most road course Jeff Gordon with 9, most restricted plate wins Jeff Gordon with 12, most poles Richard Petty with 100 and something poles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he 100% deserves it, without a doubt.
Not to mention the king of the modern era,
Yeah.
which stretches back to the 70s.
Well, do either of you have anything else to bring up?
We're going to talk about Clash predictions.
Yeah, but before that, anything else?
My butt's sore.
You might want to fix that.
Get you some cotton now.
Could you say?
Chris Bush has got plenty.
He's gonna have plenty. Could you just imagine that he wins a race and then, he has to hold a thing of toilet paper in his hand?
He probably gets paid in toilet paper.
Here's 1,000. Here's 100,000 rolls.
If it weren't for Cottonelle, I'd have streaks on my fire suit right now.
If it wasn't for Cottonelle, this purple suit would be brown.
Oh my gosh.
Well, if that's it, I guess we'll go ahead and say it. Predictions for the Clash.
Who's all in the Clash? Who is in the Clash?
Let me go ahead and pull up an official list. Also, no one has commented anything since Brandon G for a long time, so something tells me absolutely no one's watching, but I don't care. We're still going. NASCAR. I love Google.
Yeah.
Field.
Hold on. I got it. Just give me a sec.
Because I'm not going to be paying attention to you, boy.
I got it. I got it right here.
So did I, right when you said that. I think.
That was the Daytona
Nope,
500.
Okay. So these are all the eligible drivers. Well, Tony Stewart is on that list, so that doesn't count. So is Greg Biffle. So I'm going to name them all here. That are actually, I think, going to be Alex Bowman.
Yeah.
Kurt and Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Carl Edwards, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Martin Truex, Dale Jr. is not racing, Danica, Chris Buescher, Kyle Larson, and Jamie McMurray.
And the way you can get into the Clash is if you're either a pole winner, a former Clash winner, a Daytona 500 winner, or if you're a chase driver.
Daytona 500 pole sitter.
Pole sitter. Yeah.
That's how Danica got in.
Well, if you win a Daytona 500, you're automatically in the chase. So.
Well, yeah, so that's pretty much. So, favorites out of all of those names?
And I'm kind of biased, but I'm going to go with Alex Bowman.
I do think that he's got the car to do it, that's for sure.
He's got the car.
I'll tell you who to look out for, because, I think a lot of those names are obvious.
Yeah.
Someone to really look out for that you normally wouldn't, Jamie McMurray.
Why?
He's good on plate tracks. He might kind of waver on some other tracks, but he can run really consistently. He can lead lines, whether it be outside or inside. Yeah, I'd look out for him for sure. I think I'm not sure how the Haas cars will do with Ford. That
Yeah.
will be very interesting. I'll be watching them very intently to see how their pace is. But they're even with Chevy, them on plate tracks never really all that great, if you ask me. I don't know why. Or well, I shouldn't say never. I should say like the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. I'm still trying to find it during the whole like field. I was not paying attention to y'all whatsoever.
You want me to name it again?
No. I'm gonna find it. Okay, so eligible drivers are Greg Biffle, Alex Bowman, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Austin Dillon, Carl Edwards, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Marcus Lesky, Joey Logano, and Mark Truex Jr. Dale Jr., Tony Stewart, Danica Patrick, Chris Buescher, Kyle Larson, Jamie Murray. Okay, my prediction: Tony
Don't forget
Stewart.
Suarez is in there too.
No,
Tony Stewart will win it.
no, Greg Biffle.
Yeah, Greg Biffle. Yeah. No, we'll be
69
surprised.
car.
Yeah, we'll be
what?
surprised when he actually shows up in the 69. Anyways, no, my actual pick to win the Clash.
Is
Oh, God. Lord, forgive me for my sins. Lord, I know this may not help anything.
he's gonna say Chase Elliott.
Lord Jesus, please wash away these sins and burn my tongue in the fires of your righteousness after I say this. Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I agree with that.
What the heck were you going on about? Church for
Because I don't like.
No, call him
Church.
Demi. He's Demi Hamlin.
Church, forgive
Demi
me for
Hamlin.
my sins. Oh my God, I'm getting to that time
I
of
said
night when I'm
Jesus.
drunk.
Anyways, but my actual other pick, because I'm picking an underdog to win this.
Yeah.
Wait a second, Keselowski. Oh, screw. Well, no, I'm gonna keep Hamlin because he actually has been dominant these last few years here. But
Hamlin's good.
I'm saying probably Truex Jr. Just
Okay.
because he's
He almost won 2 years ago.
He almost won last year.
Yeah, he almost won last year
Like-
too. You're right.
Like super duper almost, as in he had the lead with 100 yards.
Yeah.
You talking about the 500 or the unlimited?
The 500.
I'm talking the unlimited or
Yeah.
the Clash.
The Clash, the Unlimited. I still call it the Unlimited for the most part. But all right, let's see. Has anything actually happened in the chat lately? Hey, Brandon G said Kenseth. I can see that. I don't think there's anyone.
a good pick.
I don't think there's anyone really on that list that I would really rule out. Well, except for of course Greg Biffle and Tony Stewart.
And Chase Elliott.
Chris Buescher. I don't see Chris Buescher winning.
I don't see Chase Elliott.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So hold up. So you've made your. So has everyone made their picks to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So mine's Hamlin. What's y'all's two again? Because I didn't hear you.
Bowman.
Keselowski.
What number is he? Oh, okay. Okay, so name a driver in this, and this is going to be like Family Feud right here. Name a driver in this that if they won, you would smash your TV and go burn your hair in fire.
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch.
You say that too, Velocity?
Yeah.
Mantron is going to say Chase Elliott. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah. Just because.
I knew it.
I would actually rather see any of these guys win it. I'd rather see Danica Patrick, I'd say.
I don't see Danica. I don't see Kurt. I don't see Harvick.
He's my least favorite driver. But I'd rather see him win it than Chase Elliott. I mean, it's nowhere in my top 10 least favorite drivers. I just don't want to see him win anything. Ugh. That 24 is disgusting. Except the Hooters car. It looks good. Hooters! But that's sad to point. I just don't see Chase Elliott win nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, here you go. So I think that will do it, if I'm not mistaken, for the third official Draft Attack podcast. Thank you guys for watching, tuning in.
Draft
And
attack.
remember,
Thank you.
tune in on Tuesday, which is Valentine's Day, unless you're too busy smooching up on your lover.
Gosh.
Make sure to tune in. And by the way, don't be doing the nasty on Valentine's, okay? That's disgusting. Make sure to tune in on Valentine's Day where we will be discussing our favorite lovely moments in NASCAR fights.
We're going to be talking we're going to be talking love. We're going to be spreading love and peace and
Love.
harmony.
You couldn't do the hippie thing if you tried. You just sound too technified.
Thanks.
Big love. You got it.
So be sure to tune in on Tuesday for our Valentine's Day special.
All right.
The lover soul.
Talking love.
And about Jesus on the
Oh.
sharing the love. Bubba love.
So
Like a burning love.
thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to my co-hosts for joining in. So
You're welcome.
that being said,
Who's your co-host?
I am Top Dragster.
I'm Blossy88X.
Is it my line now?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't reading the script.
Like
No,
there.
there's no script. That's why I wasn't reading it. There's no script. But I'm the guy with the least amount of subs.
It's the biggest load of crap I've ever heard.
Okay, I'm the guy with I'm the guy that gets no love.
Okay, I think we're done.
Oh
I mean-
man. Well,
I'm in
that is Mantron 24. So
Bye, Brandon.
thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
And that being said, I am Top
Thank you
Dragster.
all.
Take care. And bye.
I
For,
miss
it's my signature outro. I have to do it.
you. I miss you.
Take care. And bye for now.
I love you all.